XRP has been on a tear recently, but I don't even know if a tear is the proper phrase to describe this sort of price appreciation. I mean, I remember looking at the price around election time a few weeks back, and it was sitting at 65 cents a coin. Now we're just under $3 per coin. And in today's video, you and I are going to be reading through an article discussing one of the biggest reasons why XRP is so bullish right now. Why so many people are finally excited to pile back into a coin that could change the financial system for good. Now, with that being said, let's dive in. WisdomTree files with SEC for spot XRP ETF. Exchange-traded fund issuer WisdomTree took steps to potentially launch an XRP ETF in a filing to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Monday. The WisdomTree XRP fund, if approved by the SEC, would be listed on the CBOE BZX Exchange, Inc. A ticker symbol had not yet been assigned. That's kind of a run-on sentence, but let's continue. The Bank of New York Mellon is the administrator, according to the filing. Quote, the trust's investment objective is to gain exposure to the price of XRP, less expenses and liabilities of the trust's operations, quote unquote, according to the registration statement. The firm registered an XRP entity in Delaware on November 25th. Other issuers, including Bitwise, 21 Shares, and Canary Capital, have also filed for spot XRP ETFs. The SEC has not approved a spot XRP ETF before. The agency has been embroiled in a legal fight with Ripple since 2020, when it accused the company of raising $1.3 billion through the sale of XRP, which it views as an unregistered security. Over a year ago, U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that some of Ripple's sales, called programmatic of XRP, did not violate securities laws because of a blind bid process in place for them. Essentially, the SEC lost. She did, however, rule that other direct sales of the token to institutional investors were securities. Later in August, Judge Torres ordered Ripple to pay $125 million in fines. That's a pretty big deal. But by and large, not so bad for this company, because I remember at the time when I first started investing in XRP, I was reading through the news and all you heard was XRP's done. XRP's done. They're going to get smoked. They're going to get cooked. They're going to be out of business, yada, yada, yada. $125 million in fines. Big deal. But for the SEC, that's a loss. Because I believe the SEC probably wanted either more money or to take them out entirely. But of course, neither of those two things happened. And now here we are today. Both the SEC and Ripple are working to appeal parts of Judge Torres' decision. Interesting. In terms of risks detailed in the registration statement, WisdomTree warned investors that XRP could be considered a security. Fair enough. Quote, determining whether a particular digital asset qualifies as a security is complex and unpredictable. And it is possible that valid legal arguments can be made both for and against their classification as securities. True. End quote. According to the filing. Quote, additionally, the SEC has suggested that the status of a digital asset may change over time as circumstances evolve. End quote. I would agree. Just like anything. Somebody's a drinker, they put down the bottle, now they're not a drinker. Things have changed. XRP could start as a security, it could evolve into a commodity. It could go from a commodity to a security. Whatever it is. Things change. We live in a dynamic world. That's a very political statement. Probably wise to make said statement public now before it gets approved. As of December, XRP has become the world's third largest crypto, following Bitcoin and Ether. Okay, and then this is just a disclaimer at the end. So what can we gain from this? Well, first and foremost, the last few years for XRP have been really, really difficult. I remember whenever it was at the all-time high, great feeling. I also remember holding the bag all the way down to the very, very, very bottom of the lows. And it sucked, but you live, you learn, you move on. Life isn't all about investing. You find other things to occupy your time and your mind. You play some basketball, you make some music in my case, and you work, and all of a sudden a few years later, you're sitting with more money in your bank account than you had previously, or at least it was better then, but now we're getting back to that better then, that all-time high price. In any case, It's been a tough few years for XRP. If you've been holding XRP, you have been very richly rewarded. If you sold along the way, perhaps you are regretting that decision. In any case, this XRP fund is going to be approved. And the very simple reason why I would say it's going to be approved is not because I'm a genius, not because I'm inside these rooms, but because there's too much self-interest to allow this to not get approved. Gary Gensler has stepped down. He's been a prick to the crypto industry, by and large, pretty much across the board. So now that he's gone, and now that the SEC is completely pivoting to pro-crypto, or at least laxer on crypto, as in we're not going to bring down the fucking hammer every time somebody wants to do something, yeah, the fund's going to get approved. Just like a Solana fund's going to get approved. There's going to be more and more funds getting approved as coins continue to gain market share because there's too much self-interest in not issuing these products. The transaction fees will be immense. The money will be immense across all aspects of custodying these products, of selling these products to clients and investors. One by one, they're going to come out. So XRP ETF, perhaps now is a good time to get in. I don't know. I buy in all the time whenever I feel like it. So do with that what you will. But they always say, buy the hype, sell the news. Well, the news isn't out of it being approved. So perhaps whenever it gets approved, maybe it got approved by the time you're watching this, it tanked a little bit. But prior to getting approved, the hype is probably going to keep boiling up and up and up, especially since it's been repressed through this SEC lawsuit. If not for this SEC lawsuit, it probably wouldn't have collapsed as heavily as it did. Now, of course, the crypto market was in the tank anyways, but Ripple took an extraordinary beating above and beyond what other coins did. And so, of course, do your own research into what XRP is doing. I'm not the greatest expert on it, to be honest, because I have my interests very spread. And so I don't get a lot of time to deal with XRP in particular. I'm not an expert on it. I know just enough to be dangerous. So take this with a grain of salt. It is not financial advice, but I know that I buy whenever I feel like buying, whenever the price looks cool, whenever I have some spare cash laying around. I'll put a couple bucks in, whatever. And just remember that this stuff can be dangerous. Just because it's gone up 250% in the past week doesn't mean it's going to keep going up. It could keep going up if it wants, or it could just collapse down into Hades. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see what occurs here, how investors react to this. I know whales are buying in. I know retail is getting a lot of FOMO. But personally, I will say it's sitting at $160 billion in market cap. I think it's probably going to flip ETH within the next 6 months. ETH is sitting at $443 billion. For that to happen, what, XRP has to hit double digits? I think it 5Xs. I just think there's so much pent-up demand for it, and I'm just looking at it from a psychological lens. But again, do your own research, figure out what you want to do. I think it's a good asset, but of course, what the fuck do I know? I just talk on the internet. So with that being said, if you gained value to this, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Much love, peace. This is the New Da Vinci. Have a blessed day or evening, whatever time or whatever amount of light is outside for you. I'll see you in the next one.